Hey guys, so happy Monday. I'm just getting in. I think I got in like maybe 10 minutes ago because you guys remember when we were driving down to go for the walk last week and it was blocked. Well, they finished working by the railroad tracks and they moved down to Boynton Beach Boulevard. They finished off of this when they moved down to Boynton Beach Boulevard because Boynton Beach Boulevard was blocked the weekend way, and you kind of like had to go the back way and kind of know the back way, so we had to use the back way. And I think they're just moving down with the railroads off of Federal. So then when I was close here, I had to turn back, go the other back way because it was a detour, and come up or whatever. But I just want to come on, talk to you guys for a little bit. I'm eating this pastry, my little snack. I had breakfast earlier and I'm going to eat dinner in maybe an hour or so. And my little snack was this little pastry. It's so good. I never had this before, but it's like a little pastry. It's just so good, and it's baked and it's good. And I had like a little tuna and crackers and stuff like that. Just snacking, and then I'll eat my dinner. But I want to come on, guys, and before we get into Bible study, I just kind of want to tell y'all about my day. Like this morning was good. This morning was cool. And I got up, I got up like before my morning prayer time. God does that a lot with us, right? And I prayed, interceded, prayed for you guys, prayed for me personally, my son, my family, those close to me, people God was just dropping in my spirit. Because today was much busier for me. Like Mondays are so busy for me. Like I'm already busy throughout the week, but Mondays are so busy for me. And it's been like that for like maybe the last year now. So anyway, after that devotional time, I went back to sleep because it was like 4, and usually I get up like 6, 7. But I went back to sleep. I was like, God, I have to really get rest because you guys know I was so tired yesterday. But yesterday was a nice day. The family time, church, and my feet and everything. We went and got my feet done. My mom got her feet done. So we had a nice time. It was beautiful. And I cleaned up when I got back and just different things. But I've been busy the last couple of days anyway. So anyways, guys, after that, I had to get ready. Well, I sent out devotionals and stuff. And after that, I had to get ready for my appointment at my son's school that I was telling you guys about. He's about to start a new school August because he turns 4 in July. So he'll be eligible for that program that they have. So I had to drop that off. And then it was more information that they had to give me with that. So that means I have to go back there because not the director, but the one on my case forgot to tell me that because, he has so much going on. So I, can relate to that. But it just was kind of like, because it's in another city. So I have to wait a few more days and go back. But I dropped off the information because originally I just wanted to come on and do Bible study this morning, but my morning didn't go like that. And then like when I was like leaving there, it was fine. When I was leaving there, I was like, okay. And like when I was leaving there heading back this way, I get hit with this surprise attack, and I'm like, God, you got to be kidding me. It had nothing to do with the school or anything. That was over with something personal. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I was like, I cannot deal with this today. And then like before I even left, we did prayer call this morning at 8 a.m. So that comes with it. You're used to it. But when you just have those days where you're like, God, please, not today. You know how to do the spiritual battle and warfare. You have the victory. The sin from. But like when you just have those days, like I know I'm gonna get through it and it's gonna be okay. But Lord, not today. Lord, not today. So I had like a real serious talk with God this morning, and I just was talking to him because like me, I'm such an encourager and a fighter and like a leader, and I push through with so much, but I'm humble with everything. So it's like when I face things like, and then when you've been facing things like that for so long, I notice like when I face things like that, I know something big is coming my way. Like a lot of times when I face things like that, it's like a last ditch effort from the enemy. But it's like because I already had some other stuff going on my plate, like behind the scenes, which you guys don't know anything about because everything is not meant for everybody to know. It's just like some things you keep between you and God or you and certain people, it's just that had kind of blindsided me, which that's not the first time, but it's just, I knew something big was happening, but I was like, God, but I don't want to be dealing with this right now. So I had a talk with him, and I see him moving with that. And then like I had some business stuff I had to do today. I've been busy the last couple of days, with my business stuff. I've been busy more so like with my business services because you guys know I have a boutique. Like I sell clothes, shoes, creams, gift bags, gifts for her, gifts for him. I'm actually like working on the site, revamping. I'm trying to see if I want to switch over to another site that offers a little bit more, but it's cheaper. But like I said, I've been with this company for like July will be 2 years, so I really like them. So I'm gonna see or whatever. But yeah, it's been more so the last couple of, actually I would say the last couple of days has been more business, but actually the last couple of weeks has been more business. Like I've been getting like boutique orders for stuff, but people are going to do more my business services. So the last couple of months has been more traffic with that or whatever. So I did that today. I had homework to do. What I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to eat, shower, and I want to study, like, you guys know I'm in school for psychology and I graduate this year. Also, I was on the phone with my school earlier today, and I want to, I've been looking at, I forgot the man's channel. He's on YouTube, but I had subscribed to his channel. He's like a doctor. I think he have a doctorate in psychology. I'm only going for my BA, but eventually I want to go for my master's, because you know, the higher you have, the more access you have to different things and income, and just it has greater feel. So I've been watching like his role play, like clinical psychology wise. I've been watching like his role play, like, because you know, like in school for our essays we have to have, like, they give us the based off whatever class we're in. Like right now I'm in leadership and community psychology, so like different classes that I've had in the past, and even more so recently, it's like we had to do that. Like they'll give us a case and they'll say this is you know, what they're dealing with disorder. And then, like, I like it because, not that the person is going through that, but I like that God blessed me with the spiritual sense to discern which spirits is in place with things, and then the natural sense to get my degree in school and to study and be in school and do the work, and also like study like outside of school. Because I be telling people, like, when you graduate, even though you graduate, you're going to have to put all of that energy and all of that time and all that investment into your field. And psychology is so vast, and that's something that I've been wanting to do since I was like little, that fashion and like business administration. But I've moved over the years with business administration and my fashion. It's just this one is more like, I really want a degree with this one, because this is like eventually where as I get older, because I turned 30 this year, Lord's will, my career, I want my career to be more into that. And like, I talk to people, like even some of you that are subscribed to the channel have connected with me and had sessions with me and different things, and you see it from a natural standpoint, and you see it from a spiritual standpoint. So you get both. It's not just where it's so spiritual, but where's the natural context, and then it's not where it's so natural but there's no spiritual context. It's balanced. So I kind of like that. So, and then plus, ever since I've been little, people they just open up to me. I don't even have to know them. They'll just, so I know it's a gift, because like they'll just, even now, like, and I'm not a person that talks to people. Like after my grandmother and aunt passed, I got, you know, I kind of opened up a little bit more with speaking to people. And like if I am in like a social setting, I can, you know, I can relate and engage and talk with people and converse with different things like that. But it's like, that's really not me. I'm more reserved. But people just are drawn, not everyone, but a lot of people are drawn to me. And like, I notice, like during our sessions, like our counseling sessions, even if they just ask me for advice, of course I give them my personal advice, but then I put a spin on it. Well, you also have to go with what God is saying, or what you feel God is saying, and spiritually speaking, this is what it's saying in that context too. So it's not, you know, anything crazy, but people just feel drawn. And I'm like, that's a gift, and that's a word for somebody. Like if you just feel a tug or a passion, or people feel drawn, or you just have a certain passion about something, that's a lane for you. That's not the only lane that God have for you, but it's a lane. And then what am I going to do later? Some other stuff that I wrote down that's not really coming to me right now, because today was kind of busy, but I got a couple more things to do, and then I'll probably get to wind down, like really wind down and lay down by 8. And I'm thinking I'll just watch a movie and relax, because this week is even going to be busy for me. I'm starting a new schedule with some things, so, and it starts tomorrow leading up until the end of the summer, so I'll be busy with a lot more stuff. But y'all pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers that God continue to keep me on this good path, that God continue to reward me and bless me, build me and my family, bless me in my personal life, and just continue to keep me consistent with everything, and to just keep my eyes on Him, and to know that I just have a great reward. Just keep that in your guys' prayers. And as far as announcements, I'll just post them in the link below. And I want to thank you, because really I just wanted to talk for like a minute, 2 minutes, but it went over So just thanks for letting me, kind of talk to you guys. You guys have been with me a couple of years now, so some of you are familiar with me, some of you aren't, but I feel like we all need that that time. So really quick, I want to get into Isaiah, because to be honest, like after what happened this morning, I almost didn't come on today. I was like, God, I need a good week or 2 weeks to just pull back. But I thought about it. I'm like, that's the devil. That's not even me. I'm a fighter. I fight through things. I win. I conquer through Jesus. And I'm like, God, people are depending on me. There are so many of you, and then people in my personal life, like in my personal real life. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna even give him that satisfaction, because who are you? I know who I am in God. So God had to remind me of that. He was like, you also got to be reminded of what I've been saying to you, what's getting ready to come, things getting ready to manifest. And like I told y'all before, when we did another walk, I think like a month or so ago, if the enemy can't get you in this area, he'll try this area. So you just got to continue to persevere, know who your God is, and trust him. So I'm on. We're going to continue doing this. So I'm on today. You guys can go with me. We're on Isaiah chapter 7. If you missed it, you guys can go back on the playlist and catch the replay for the other videos. But for our Bible study for the month of June, we're in the book of Isaiah. We started Saturday night. We also did another video yesterday morning, and this is day 3. So we're going to continue on, and we're just going to read as much as possible. I'm going to say, where do I have my water? Okay, so 7 is talking about the sign of Emmanuel. And Lord, I just ask that you bless us for doing this Bible study. Touch the person that is listening to this, God, in Jesus Christ's name, amen. God be glorified. So 7. When Ahaz, son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, was king of Judah, King Rezin, and then remember in the background, and like in chapter 1 we read on Saturday, it kind of mentioned these kings, right? So we're learning a little bit more about them now. So King Rezin of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, marched up to fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. Somebody say that, but they could not overpower it. And I'm reminded of even Joshua. So now the house of David was told, Aram has allied itself with Ephraim, or in the footnotes, A has set up camp in. So the hearts of Ephraim. So the hearts of Ahaz and his people were shaking, as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. So you guys get the imagery and kind of see, like, what's going on. So then the Lord said to Isaiah, go out, you and your son Shear Jashub, and that name means a remnant will return, to meet Ahaz at the end of the aqueduct of the upper pool on the road to the washerman's field. Say to him, be careful, keep calm, and do not be afraid. This is a word for somebody. Do not lose heart because of these 2 smoldering stubs of firewood, because of the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, and of the son of Remaliah. Aram or Aram, however you say that name. Ephraim and Remaliah's son have plotted your ruin, saying, let us invade Judah. And Judah we know means praise, but let us invade Judah. Let us tear it apart and divide it among ourselves, and make the son of Tabeel king over it. Yet this is what the sovereign Lord says. It will not take place. It will not happen. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only Rezin. Within 65 years, Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. Verse 9, for you continue on with me in Isaiah 7. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. Again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz. Ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. 12. But Ahaz said, I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, hear now, you house of David. Is it not enough to try the patience of men? Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. And then it says the Hebrew is plural. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel. And we know who this is symbolic of, right? Which God is with us. Emmanuel means God with us. We know what this is symbolic of, right? He will eat curds and honey when he knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. But before the boy knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right, the land of the 2 kings you dread will be laid waste. It's pretty much like God is going to already just take care of that situation for you. The Lord will bring on you and on your people and on the house of your father a time unlike any since Ephraim broke away from Judah, he will bring the king of Assyria. We're on 18. In that day the Lord will whistle for flies from the distant streams of Egypt, and for bees from the land of Assyria. They will all come and settle in the steep ravens, and in the crevices in the rocks, on all the thorn bushes, and at all the water holes. In that day the Lord will use a razor hired from beyond the river, and then the river in the footnotes is the Euphrates, the king of Assyria, to shave your head and the hair of your legs, and to take off your beards also. In that day a man will keep alive a young cow and 2 goats. And because of the abundance of the milk they give, he will have curds to eat. All who remain in the land will eat curds and honey. And that day, in every place where there were 1,000 fines worth 1,000 silver shekels, and 1,000 silver shekels is about 25 pounds or 11.5 kilograms, there will be only briars and thorns. Men will go there with bow and arrow, for the land will be covered with briars and thorns. As for all the hills, 25. As for all the hills once cultivated by the hoe, you will no longer go there for fear of the briars and thorns. They'll become places where cattle are turned loose and where sheep run. So you guys can take a few seconds to, write out your notes of what you got out of Isaiah 7. And I'm getting a lot of good feedback that you guys are being blessed by the channel and love the Bible studies. So I'm just grateful to be used, and I'm glad that this is drawing many of you deeper and closer in your walk with God. The prayers, the videos, the encouragement, the Bible studies, just everything that we're doing. Okay, so Isaiah chapter 8, we're going to be talking about Assyria, the Lord's instrument, and fear God. Okay, so we're going to read that. Let's keep going. So the Lord said to me, excuse me guys, take a large scroll and write on it with an ordinary pen. Now forgive me with the names: Maher Shala Hashbaz, and that means quick to the plunder, swift to the spoil, in the footnotes. And I will call in Uriah the priest and Zechariah son of Jeberechiah as reliable witnesses for me. Then I went to the prophetess, right, his wife, and she conceived and gave birth to a son. And the Lord said to me, name him that name I just told y'all, that Maher Shala Hashbaz. Okay, the names. So before, no disrespect, Lord, before the boy knows how to say my father or my mother, the wealth of Damascus and the plunder of Samaria will be carried off by the king of Assyria. Also, what Holy Spirit is reminding me of is this morning when he was giving me the downloads for the Bible study. This was before I even left the house, so thank you, Lord. He told me to read Psalm 73. I don't know what God is doing with us reading these additional scriptures, but I know someone is being encouraged. So we're going to read Psalm 73. And also, I'm not sure if you guys caught this, but verses 1 through, before we get into verse 5, I didn't lose my place. I know we're on Isaiah 8. It's like verses 1 through 4. Like he said, he went into the prophetess and they conceived the son. And it's like, it's reminding me, like, it's so important for you to watch who and what you connect with, because what you give birth to and who you give birth to, it all matters, right? It all ties in together. It all plays a part, because Isaiah is a prophet. He's a man of God, and then his wife is a prophet. So it's like, that's just double to me, because sometimes it's like, let's say you're a prophet, but your wife is in another gift, but she can accommodate your gift. Y'all come together, y'all a power couple, y'all power pack, y'all are like double team. And then let's say your wife is a prophetess, but you operate like in another office, or you have another gift, but it's like, this is a prophet and a prophetess. So it's like, so 5, the Lord spoke to me again, because this people has rejected the gently flowing waters of Shiloah and rejoices over Rezin and the son of Remaliah. Therefore the Lord is about to bring against them the mighty flood waters of the river. And in the footnotes, the river is the Euphrates. The king of Assyria with all his pomp. It will overflow all its channels, run over all its banks, and sweep on into Judah, swirling over it, passing through it, and reaching up to the neck. Its outspread wings will cover the breadth of your land, O Emmanuel, and Emmanuel means God with us. So raise the war cry of you nations. I'm sorry guys. Raise the war cry, you nations, and be shattered. Listen, all you distant lands. Prepare for battle. I'm just take this down because my hair been up all day. Okay, so I'm trying to be comfortable too while I'm reading to you guys. Okay, so prepare for battle and be shattered. Prepare for battle and be shattered. It said that twice. Devise your strategy, but it will be thwarted. Propose your plan, but it will not stand, for God is with us. And that's, Emmanuel is with us. So somebody need to claim that Isaiah 8:10. Also, Isaiah 8:10 is like Isaiah 54:17. And that's that was our foundational reading this morning on prayer line. It was Isaiah 54, and that's kind of like Isaiah 54:17. And then also like with Nehemiah, when we read the Nehemiah series, it's like they were trying to come against him. Some people were trying to come against him, but it wasn't working, and it's not going to work because God was with them. And you need to be encouraged in the midst of whatever situation you're going through. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because God is with you. And guess what? God put his word above his name. So when you're confessing that word and you're in agreement with God, that sword of the Spirit, that Ephesians 6:10-18 is working for you because you got on your armor. So I'm trying to close. It's 20 minutes. We're going to close with Isaiah 8, and then I will read Psalm 73, and then we'll just pick up the rest of the Bible study when we do the next Bible study video. So let's get now into fear God. So the Lord spoke to me with his strong hand upon me, warning me not to follow the way of this people. He said, do not call conspiracy everything that these people call conspiracy. And what that means in the footnotes is, or do not call for a treaty every time these people call for a treaty, right? Excuse me, I had to burp. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it. The Lord Almighty is the one you are to regard as holy. He is the one you are to fear. He is the one you are to dread, and he will be a sanctuary. But for both houses of Israel, he will be a stone that causes men to stumble, and a rock that makes them fall. And for the people of Jerusalem,